Think back to your first real paycheck. Remember that feeling? Maybe you bought a nice dinner or finally got that pair of shoes you'd been eyeing. You felt rich. But fast forward a few years and you're likely earning significantly more, yet that feeling of abundance has vanished. Where did it go? You're not reckless with money, you don't have a gambling habit, and you aren't living a movie star lifestyle. Still, at the end of the month, the balance looks surprisingly similar to when you earned half as much. This is lifestyle creep. It's the silent, gradual rise in your spending that perfectly matches your rising income. Today, we're exploring why your brain is wired to move the goalposts and how we can finally learn to feel like we have enough. Let's look at Sarah. She recently got a senior manager promotion with a 20% raise. At first, she planned to put all that extra money toward her mortgage, but then she needed a more professional wardrobe for her new role. Then she started taking Ubers to the office to save time on her longer days. Because she was working harder, she treated herself to a high-end meal kit service. None of these choices were bad or wrong. Individually, they all made sense. But 6 months later, Sarah realized her savings account hadn't grown by a single dollar. Her new life simply expanded to fill the container of her new salary. She's working harder than ever, but financially, she feels like she's just treading water in a slightly nicer pool. Why does this happen to almost everyone? Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation, but you might know it as the hedonic treadmill. Our brains are incredibly good at turning luxuries into necessities. When you get something new, a faster car, a bigger apartment, or even just a premium music subscription, your brain gives you a hit of dopamine. It feels amazing. But here's the catch. That feeling is temporary. Very quickly, that new, shiny thing becomes your new normal. It becomes the baseline. To get that same feeling of satisfaction again, you feel like you need to step it up even further. We aren't greedy. We're just biologically programmed to adapt to our surroundings. We're running faster and faster, but the view stays exactly the same. It isn't just internal, though. We are social creatures, and we unconsciously calibrate our lives based on the people around us. When you move into a nicer neighborhood or get a promotion, your peer group changes. Suddenly, you notice that your coworkers all drive a certain type of car or vacation in specific places. You aren't trying to keep up with the Joneses in a competitive way. You're just trying to fit in. We call this social comparison. If everyone in your circle spends $50 on a Saturday brunch, spending $10 starts to feel like a sacrifice rather than a smart choice. We start spending money we haven't even earned yet just to maintain a sense of belonging in our own lives. Modern lifestyle creep is often disguised as efficiency. We live in a world designed to remove friction. One-click ordering, grocery delivery, and streaming services are sold to us as ways to buy back our time. And time is valuable. But when we automate our spending to save effort, we lose the pain of paying. Research suggests that when we don't physically see the money leaving our hands, we value the purchase less. We end up with a dozen small monthly subscriptions that we barely use, but they feel too small to cancel. Each one is a tiny leak in the bucket. Over time, these conveniences don't make us feel more relaxed. They just make us feel like our money is evaporating into thin air. We also use spending as an emotional regulator. After a stressful week at work or a difficult day with the kids, the phrase, "I deserve a treat," becomes a powerful justification. We use shopping or premium experiences to compensate for burnout. It's a way of rewarding ourselves for enduring a life that feels increasingly demanding. The irony is that the more we spend to soothe our stress, the more we have to work to maintain that spending level, which leads to, you guessed it, more stress. It's a cycle that feels impossible to break because it's fueled by a genuine need for comfort. But can we find comfort that doesn't show up as a line item on our credit card statement? So, how do we start reclaiming our financial peace? The first practical step is simple but incredibly effective: the 48-hour rule. For any non-essential purchase over a certain amount, say $50, you must wait 2 full days before hitting buy. This isn't about denying yourself. It's about giving your logical brain time to catch up with your emotional brain. Often, the dopamine hit of the idea of the purchase fades within those 48 hours. You'll find that half the things you thought were needs on Tuesday feel like maybes by Thursday. By creating this small gap of time, you stop the creep before it starts. You're putting yourself back in the driver's seat of your own impulses. The second takeaway is to automate your boundaries. If you wait until the end of the month to see what's left over to save, the answer will almost always be nothing. Lifestyle creep thrives on the leftover mentality. Instead, set up an automatic transfer to your savings or investment account for the very day you get paid. By moving that money out of your checking account immediately, you're forced to live on what remains. You're essentially tricking your brain into thinking you earn less than you do. It's much easier to adjust your spending to a smaller balance than it is to exert willpower every single day. If the money isn't there to be spent, the creep simply has nowhere to go. Have you ever sat down and actually defined what enough looks like for you? Most of us are running toward a finish line that doesn't exist. To combat lifestyle creep, try making a list of the 3 areas of your life where you actually want to spend more as you earn more. Maybe it's travel, or high-quality food, or education. Then commit to keeping everything else, your car, your tech, your clothes, at your current level. This is selective extravagance. It allows you to enjoy the fruits of your labor in ways that actually bring you joy, while keeping the creeping costs of everything else in check. When you know what's important, it's much easier to say no to the things that aren't. Take 10 minutes today to do a subscription audit. Look through your bank statement for those recurring $10 or $15 charges. Ask yourself, if I didn't already have this, would I sign up for it today? If the answer isn't a resounding yes, cancel it. You can always sign up again later if you truly miss it. This isn't just about the money, it's about clearing the mental clutter. Each subscription is a tiny tether to a lifestyle you might not even be fully engaging with. Cutting them loose provides a surprising sense of freedom. It's a small win that proves you are the one in control of your resources, not the algorithms designed to keep you subscribed. Finally, consider the psychological side. Lifestyle creep is driven by the desire for more, but the antidote to more isn't less, it's gratitude. Research suggests that taking a moment to appreciate what we already have can actually lower our desire to acquire new things. Try writing down 3 things you currently own or experience that you once really wanted. Maybe it's the apartment you're in, the car that gets you to work, or even the laptop you're using right now. Realizing that you are currently living in a version of your future dreams can be a powerful reality check. It shifts your perspective from what's missing to what's present. When we feel full, we stop looking for things to fill us up. Earning more is a wonderful achievement, and you should be proud of your progress. But remember, a higher salary is only a tool. It isn't the destination. Lifestyle creep is a natural human tendency, but it doesn't have to be your story. By being intentional about where your money goes, you can ensure that your hard work actually leads to more freedom, not just more stuff. You deserve a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. It all starts with one small, conscious choice today. Would you like me to help you draft a simple monthly budget, or perhaps explore more ways to find contentment with what you have? We've seen how our brains naturally adapt to new levels of wealth, often leaving us feeling like we're still behind. By recognizing the hedonic treadmill and setting intentional boundaries, we can break the cycle of more and find true satisfaction. What is one luxury in your life that has slowly turned into a necessity, and do you think you could live without it? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to Curious Pod for more thoughtful explorations of modern life. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourself.